Hey guys, so here is the new improved Herakles Plus. I kind of like the way it looks. And that coil says 35 to 100 watts, so let's see. Let's go dive down close for the Herakles Plus Subohm tank from Sense. This is a new design for the Herakles. Herakles has been around since February, March. I first saw it. It's a great tank. It was one of the first of the high-powered Subohm tanks that came out on the market. I picked this up actually for $21 from May Village Supply. So this is the tank. It is now in black. It has top fill. And let's take a look at some of the differences. It also has a juice flow control valve. So here's the tank. Let's see what else comes in the box. Here's a warning. What does this say? Never use short or flat 510 connection on any hybrid or hybrid style device. If unsure whether this pertains to your particular setup, do not assemble and use. Always use proper precautions in handling. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sense. In case somebody buys this and doesn't know, don't use tanks on hybrid mech mods. Okay, capacity 3.6 milliliters. Here, you can read the specs. Top filling, stainless steel black anodized, adjustable top airflow, but not a flavor killer. Well, very interesting, because that's a concern. All right, tri-parallel coil design, adjustable liquid control system, uses a 0.4 ohm Canthol, a 0.2 ohm 316L stainless, and a 0.2 ohm nichrome, Ni200 nickel. Well, that's interesting. It comes with a Canthol and a stainless. I like that. How to fill. All right, shows you. So there you go. And the juice flow control and the specs. So that's it. Nothing else comes in the box. You get a spare glass sleeve. Here is the tank. Let's look at the coil first. Save the best for last. Here's the coil. All right, parallel coil in there. That's how they're getting the low resistance. Green on top, nice big juice wicking slots. Here's the 510 connection right here. And nice, it's a wide open airflow. Pretty wide chimney. This is a 316L stainless coil. Very nice. Okay, there we go. That's your close-up of the coil. You've seen that. Now let's take a look at this. I liked the Herakles had this drip tip with Delrin in the inside. Never got hot, and this one seems to have that same type of design there. Metal on the outside, plastic Delrin on the inside. This is like a high heat resistance plastic. All right, 2 O-rings. Keep that on. And the drip tip's on there snugly. Okay, here's the top airflow they were talking about from these airflow slots, and you can adjust that. Here's the top fill. All right, remember this with the Cyclone tank. It wasn't easy to get off, but that's okay. I'll wrestle with this off camera. This tank has juice control. And this is not talking about airflow right here. This on and off directional arrows is talking about the juice control. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to grip it right here at the base, and I'm going to grip it here, right here. Okay, so are you looking? There's the cotton inside, and juice is off. Juice is on. See that? Off, on. Very nice. Okay, let's crack this baby open. Take a look at bottom fill. The Herakles has, okay, here, this is interesting. So we'll be able to see that juice flow again. I know we won't. All right. No juice flow. I don't know what I'm talking about. Cigarette. This is how the tank, I guess. Okay, tank's coming apart now. So we just, well, that's nice. You could take it apart for cleaning. Yeah, this is really, it's not janky. It's not just going to spin. So that's how it breaks down. You got a gasket up top there. I'm not going to call that an O-ring. It's kind of like a rubber seat. Here we go. Top fill. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh man, that's tight. The Cyclone was just like that, and then when I got the O-rings juiced and the threads juiced a little bit, it unscrewed easier. So that's our top fill. We do have a little bit of textured knurling, more just to get a little bit of grip on there. See that? And then here are our threads, nice and smooth and sharp. There's an O-ring at the top, seals the top of the tank. This is for our top fill. So that's how it top fills. Let's go ahead and juice that up a little bit. I don't feel like wrestling it every time. Got some Uncle Junk's Fog Cabin Genius E-Juice, Pink Meadow. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for that. I'll be doing a giveaway for this juice. Uncle Junk's Fog Cabin Genius E-Juice. This is the Pink Meadow flavor. This is a vanilla cupcake topped with glazed strawberries. Mmm, yummy. Okay, so just going to put, if you're new to vaping, you're new to tanks, you may not know, just like anything else, like machinery-wise, stuff has to be a little bit lubed. So I just put a little juice on the threading and that O-ring. Oh yeah, and now it tightens much easier, screws much easier. So that's a little trick you can use just to make the threading go a little bit easier. All right, you have to grip this ring here with that texture. If you try and grip the top airflow, it's just going to spin and spin. So you want to grab it here, and it is going to take a little bit of elbow grease. If you really can't manage that, put a rubber band. Just take a big rubber band and wrap it all around this top part and stopping right here. And then you could get another rubber band and put it around this section over here, and this way you can grip it. Okay, let's put this tank on. Tank came nice and clean. All the edges are smooth. This has been polished after the CNC or milling or whatever they did to cut this metal. The laser etch, actually that's engraving. That's not just laser etch, that is engraved in there. It's nicely done. Look at that. Sense. I gotta say, this tank is really, really good looking tank. I was very impressed. Okay, so there's no bottom fill on this at all. You have top fill, you don't have bottom fill. So we're gonna push that glass into its top seat there. And then the screws into the chimney on the inside screws together. Okay, this is the only part I'd say screw a little bit more than hand tight. If you ever need to get these two apart again, wrap a rubber band around this bottom part, wrap a rubber band around this top part, and then you can apply some good leverage. But that you want a little bit more than hand tight. Okay, let's go ahead and juice up this coil. This coil, by the way, this is the one that came installed in the tank already, and this is the 0.4 ohm Canthol coil, the 35 to 100 watt Canthol, 0.4 ohms. Awesome. So I like this because it comes with a Canthol coil installed, ready to go and vape. It comes with the stainless steel coil, and then it does have an option for nickel. If you like nickel, you can go get those coils and vape on that, but it doesn't come with it, which is just fine by me. So we hold it at a 45-degree angle like the instructions say. You could put some juice on the outside. Some people, if they're patient and they have time, they just keep wicking the top and let it soak in. And you can use, I'll show you two ways of doing this. You go around the outside slots, put a little juice there. You can watch it absorb in. See it absorbing in? Let me show you one better. All right, we'll go real close up. Let's watch that juice droplet absorb in. See that? Isn't that cool? So you can keep doing that, and then you go back and revisit, or you can just leave one of them, one or two of them undone, and then go and check them and see when they start to look translucent. Like here, you can see the cotton's nice and wicked on the inside because you can see it saturated. So I don't know if that was one I filled from the outside or maybe it's saturated from the top down here, but you can see the cotton all the way at the bottom. Let me get the light hitting on it. That cotton way at the bottom is not saturated yet. So don't be in such a hurry to get this tank going. It's going to take a little bit of juice. It's going to take a couple of visits. Don't squirt this down the inside, trying it. It'll just drip down to the bottom where it's not intended. Just let it wick. It'll get down there. You got to hold it at a 45-degree angle, otherwise it'll puddle up on the bottom. If you want to go back and revisit these guys, you could do that too. I mean, if they're saturated, they're saturated. They just won't accept any more juice. But this is accepting all the juice I throw at it right now. So let's take a look up top. That seems to be, yeah, I mean, it's slowing down, but it's still absorbing in. Let's try and see down that barrel again. I can't see because the juice is puddled up. So that tells me something else. That tells me it's pretty well saturated now. It doesn't need any more. All right, let's go ahead, put the coil on. Another thing you could do is just take a little bit of juice, rub it around on here. Sharp metal against these rubber O-rings is not a good combination. Just saying, it's not a bad idea to juice these working surfaces up a little bit. It actually acts as a lubricant. And then it turns really nice and smoothly. So after this is locked in place, that juice flow control is going to kick in. Remember that juice flow control we had? Well, there it is. And you want to make sure when you're filling this tank, the juice flow control valve is shut, like that. When you're not filling the tank and you want to vape, you got to open it up. Okay, so here it's not in position where we can see the cotton except like maybe at an angle. You can see the cotton in there at an angle. But if I look directly in, I'm just looking at metal. But it's in there. That's the juice wicking slot right there. Okay. So we've got our tank assembled. Let's go top fill it. That worked better. I held it stationary on the top and then I twisted from the bottom. Anyway, here, let's top fill this. Got some nice wide juice filling slots. There's like a drip pan up top here also. Have you noticed? That's nice. Any spare drips are just going to find their way back into the tank. .6 milliliters capacity in this tank. All right, we see the juice just starting to peek through the top. That's enough. Good enough for me. Okay. Airflow open, juice flow open. Let's go up top and vape on it. So I'm going to start at 40. First I'm going to take some just light, unpowered pulls and close off the airflow and just do some airflow closed, no power. Pulls. This has 4 airflow slots, and I'm starting out at 40 watts just to heat the coils. That's all. That's all I want. I am right now, while it's doing that, I'm vaping Uncle Junk's Fog Cabin Pink Meadow, and it's delicious. I'm doing a giveaway a little bit later today. This will be for the full line of Uncle Junk's Fog Cabin e-juice. They sent me a nice set to review, and they sent me an extra set to give away for the holiday giveaway that I'm doing right now. The Advent calendar every day of December. Going to give away some goodies. Unfortunately, I don't have one of these tanks to give away. Sorry, I bought this. But since if you happen to see this and like my review video and feel like giving me some of these to give away to my subscribers, I would enjoy that, and so would they. All right. I liked the Herakles when it first came out. I'm really liking this a lot. I like this even more. It's got top fill. I don't think I need the top airflow, but we'll see. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I'm starting to get some good flavor. I bumped it up to 52 watts. You can see that. Wow. Awesome. Flavor's good. Still breaking in, but not bad. Not bad at all. At 52 watts is actually a really good vape. So let's back it down to 50. Why? Because a lot of devices that people own right now are 50 watt iStick. A lot of devices out there are 50 watts. You're going to be able to get a really nice vape off of that. Go to 65. I already know just from vaping, that's the way I like to vape. That's the sweet spot. Perfect flavor, perfect vapor. This juice is really yummy in this tank. This is a 7030 PG-VG. It's handling the VG very nicely at 65 watts. It's got just the amount of heat, flavor, vapor production that I like. It's not too moist. It's not too dry. Home run right there. And what's interesting is they did away with bottom fill because they got top fill that's so good, they don't need it. That's smart. Let's see how it is with the airflow wide open. Absolutely correct. It's not a flavor killer. Actually, I don't know how, but it does add some. It cools it off a bit, and I still have great flavor and great density of vapor. Very nicely done. All right, I'm going to close that back off and compare. I don't mind heat. I like a hot vape. There's more flavor when you close that top airflow, but when you do have it open, you still get flavor, which is nice, and you still get density. So, however they did that, they did it well. Okay, very nicely done. This drip tip is staying nice and cool. At 65 watts, let's go up to 75. Okay, we got a lot of devices on the market that are 75 watt devices. The IPVD2, the Sigali 75, bunch of different devices are at 75 watts. Let's see how it vapes there for your devices. You know what? I like that better than 65. That's nice. Really, really nicely done. The break-in for this coil was very quick. I mean, I started at 40 watts and then a couple of puffs, warmed up the coil, let it wick a bit, because the warmth of the coil, the hot metal of the coil, when you put a little bit of power into it, is going to draw more juice in through the cotton, help further complete the rest of the way that saturation process of the cotton for the first time breaking it in. So just a little bit of power and then let it do its job. Let physics take over. That flavor is incredible. At 75, a very nice vape, very, very nice vape. Let's go ahead and look at something real quick. I have a few 75 watt devices. I've got the DovePo Punisher 80, and that goes up to 80 watts. So let's go ahead and max it out at 80 watts and see what the vape's like on that. Awesome flavor, awesome density of vapor, very nice. It's an intense vape, but it's good, and it doesn't seem to be gobbling the juice so badly. I mean, it's using juice. I'm going through juice, but not as bad as like the TFE4. Fantastic. Form factor on this, very nice looking. Let's take a look at some other, what else do I have handy? Coupor Mini, I got the VapeFestivus, just within arm's reach. All right, that's all I have. It's going to be a little bit big. Well, let's see on the Coupor Mini. Yeah, black on stainless. I usually do matchy black on black, but you know what, as far as size goes, that's not bad. The Coupor Mini is about the same size as the D2, so you can get a feel for that. Very nice. This only goes, I haven't upgraded this, it only goes to 60. So we'll just take that off. I see something that's going to look really, really hot. VapeFestivus Target mod. Oh, that looks so fucking cool. That looks so fucking cool. I'm sorry, but I love that. Look at that. Look at how nice. That's fucking sexy. The VapeFestivus Target mod is a 75 watt mod. So let's hit it at 75 watts. Oh, this is personal preference, but that looks really sweet. That just looks really sweet. Black, stainless, black. How hot is that? You know, hey, listen, I'm in it for the vape experience, but it's nice if they look nice. Takes forever. There we go. 75 watts on the VapeFestivus Target mod. Great vape. I love this mod because it's just so perfectly form-fitting to your hand. I am really enjoying this Herakles Plus tank. How fucking nice is that? All right, let's put it through its paces. It says it'll do 100 watts. Let's see if it'll do 100 watts comfortably or uncomfortably. But quite honestly, right now, I usually vape at around 70, 75 watts on a tank. That's what I vape on my Crown. I am liking this on par as much as I like the Crown. Now, I just took this out of the box. I don't know how long those coils last, but we'll see. So, 75 watts. I'll tell you, all these 75 watt devices have just a little bit of a delay, and then it's so nice when I put this tank on my IPv4S and instantly it fires and it's off to the races. No delay, no hesitation. For a slightly bigger mod, you really get a lot of bang for your buck. Going to that second battery, let's go to 85 watts. There you go, 85.5. Still a great vape. Starting to get more intense, a little bit drier, but still a great vape. This coil so far, this tank, has had no problem keeping up with wicking. Airflow is keeping the tank's a little bit warm, not hot. Let's go to 90. 91 watts. 91 watts. Okay. That's awesome. I'm starting to get nicked out over here. And look, all that vaping I've done, and I barely even used a quarter of the tank. It's wicking nicely. If you're new to vaping and you don't know, you have to drink a lot more water. You have to stay hydrated. When you vape, it dehydrates you. Enough said on that. 91 watts hits beautifully. Beautifully. Not dry. Great flavor. Very intense. It's a little more intense than I like, but that's not a fault. 100 watts, guys. 100 watts, no problem. I even feel like I could probably take longer pulls. It doesn't feel like it's even approaching dry hitting. Now, I wouldn't go chain vaping this thing at 100 watts. Give it a few seconds to re-wick. Now I'm at 100 watts. Let me open up this airflow on the top and see how we do. Wow, what a huge difference that makes. Okay, so I feel like at 75, 80 watts is probably ideal on this tank. And if you feel like you absolutely must vape at 100 watts and you feel it's a little hot or intense, open up the top airflow and it doesn't dilute it, it doesn't mute it, it just cools it off a little. Look at the clouds this thing's chucking. Nicely done. Bubbles are escaping. Yeah, I'm using some juice, but it's not terrible. I would have already gone through the whole tank on the Smoke TFV4. You know what? Let's go to 110. It's very intense. Nobody sits there and vapes this much, this fast. I'm trying to squeeze it in and show you and demonstrate in a video. Maybe I should do like edit out. At 110, it's hitting just fine. All right, that's as far as I'll go, but look. Up to 110 watts for you. All right, fine. You guys want me to go to 120? I really don't want to dry hit this tank. I'm enjoying the vape on this. You can hit it at 120. 120 and 7.09 volts. I think the max on this is 7.5 volts. I maxed out the IPv4S with the Herakles Plus tank. And it vapes just fine. It's beautiful vape. It's very intense. I'm going to back this down now to 80. That's fine for me, the way I like to vape. That's a beautiful vape. I'm even going to close off some of the airflow. Well done, Herakles. Well done, Sense. Well done, is it Sigrate? Sigrate. Fantastic tank. Nicely done, guys. I love it. I love everything about this tank. I love the form factor. I love the finish. It's nice and smooth. I can find no fault on this tank whatsoever. None whatsoever. So, things to be aware of: break in the coil properly. It comes with a Canthal and a stainless steel, and it has an Ni200 nickel coil option for you. And you might want to explore that, because the DNA 200 devices out there and some other devices right now with very accurate temperature control, you can set a profile for nickel, and this tank will allow you to vape that way. But I really can't find anything to fault this tank about, and I don't need to. Well done. There you go, guys. So I got this for $21. That's like wholesale pricing. That's like they showed up with a couple of hundred of these, and they probably went home with none. That was May Village Supply out of New Jersey. You'll probably see this selling for anywhere from $30 to $40. Support your local retail shops if they have this tank in and you're interested in buying it. If it's a couple of bucks extra at the local shop, well, they got lights to pay, and they got employees to pay, and they're there to answer questions, and they're providing a spot for you to hang out and ask those questions. If you're an online shopper, you'll probably see this somewhere around $25 to $29, I would imagine. And coils, I would imagine, would run somewhere between 15 and 20 bucks for a 5-pack. But I don't know the prices on these. Again, I bought this at the Vape Expo. This video could have been a lot shorter, but I wanted to show you the experience of vaping on this tank and taking it through the ranges of wattage. Pay close attention to the time that I'm talking. I'm also delaying and waiting and giving this thing time to re-wick. I'm not just consumed with my own conversation. I'm letting you guys see kind of the rhythm of how to use a tank. And at no point did I chain vape. I didn't just hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Any tank is going to dry hit eventually if you do that. So you give it a few seconds to re-wick. But yeah, this tank, after all of that vaping, and I went through a good half a tank of juice, I took it up to 120 watts, and I'm a little over a half a tank. So we got to see how it looks mixy-matchy on a couple of different mods, how it vapes at 50 watts, how it vapes at 75 watts, how it vapes at 100 to 120. Great competitor in the marketplace. Thank you very much, Sense and Sigrate, for putting a nice tank on the market. Quality, quality all the way. Gets a thumbs up from me. Quest for Vape, thank you very much for watching my channel. And stay tuned. If you like this video and you like the way I demonstrate not just what the product is, but how it is to vape on it, the experience of vaping, please subscribe, like, share. Find me on social media. I have a Facebook page, Quest for Vape. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. Stay tuned. The month of December, I'm giving away all kinds of stuff every single day this month to celebrate the holidays, non-denominational. Every day this month, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And the giveaway for today is going to be for Uncle Junk's Fog Cabin Genius E-Juice, all 6 flavors. It's going to come in a box that looks just like this. They'll be all sealed, unopened, and they'll have flavor cards and even a nice sticker. Look at that. Thank you very much, Uncle Junk's, for supplying me with some yum-yums to give away. And this is Pink Meadow. Let me read that flavor description. The snorting noises you hear in the background is my dog Sadie. She's about 16 years old, and She's not long for this world. Sadie, where are you, Sadie girl? Come here, girl. Where is she? And where is she? Oh, look at that old dog. Look at her. She's arthritic. Hey, girl. You hanging in there? Hey, Sadie. Hey, Sadie. All right, sweetheart. All right. You keep grunting like a little pig. Yeah, sorry, guys. But that's life. In the Quest for Vape household, our dog she's venerable and ancient, and we love her still. And I hope she makes it through the holidays, because I don't want to have to explain to my kids that Sadie's running around in doggy heaven before the holidays. Anyway, let's pray for Sadie. She's not doing so great. Has nothing to do with the vape. She's been like that for a good year and a half. Anyway, guys, so keep an eye out for the giveaways, and thank you very much for watching Quest for Vape.